Hey guys, how you all doing? Welcome back, Ofer again. Well, today we're gonna touch a very touchy subject, and that's comparing a recessed Floyd Rose versus a top mount Floyd Rose and the in-between. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Alright, so let's start from the top with the top mount Floyd Rose, of course. Well, a little bit of history. The Floyd Rose was introduced in 1979 and it was given to three pivotal players: Eddie Van Halen, Neil Schon, and Brad Gillis, I presume. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. And of course, the first revision was a top-mounted Floyd Rose. What does it actually mean? Well, top-mounted means that it sits on top of the body. In actuality, what's going on here, we have the posts. These are these two little pins which the Floyd Rose latches onto, and on a top-mounted revision, they sit on top of the body. Another major factor is the neck angle. On a top-mounted Floyd Rose, we have an angle similar to a Les Paul type guitar. Because the bridge or the tremolo sits above the body, we need to have the angle to clear some room for the strings to vibrate, right? And to go with the angle on top to the tremolo. So let's talk about the top mount Floyd Rose and its advantages. Well, the first advantage will be setting up the tremolo to be parallel with the body and decked down, so you can dive only. On this specific guitar, I can actually pull back on the bar too, but it's pretty minute. It's mainly for vibrato, and it's about a half step. You can also set it up to go more than that. If you have a bolt-on guitar, you can increase the angle of the neck, and that way you can pull more on the bar. But the advantage of having it minute or even decked completely to the body is to have a D-tuner, or in case you want to change tunings, you can actually keep it level, and that way it can't go backwards, and you have more play with the tunings. If you want to have a D-tuner and you want to pull that low E string to go a whole step down, it won't affect the tuning, and it's great for that. Also, because we have the neck angle similar to a Les Paul type guitar, players who grew up playing Les Pauls or similar type guitars can actually get used faster to a top mount Floyd Rose versus a recessed one. Because it's familiar, and you know, it all goes down to what you grew up playing. So a top mount Floyd could actually be a good choice for a Les Paul player who wants to get into the realm of floating tremolos, and especially lock-in tremolos. Also, I feel like on a top mount Floyd Rose, it's easier to get down and do, you know, like chicken picking, finger plucking, hybrid smacking, whatever you want to call that. It's a bit easier to grab the strings with your fingers, and because of that, it's a bit easier to execute this type of techniques. Alright, so that was a top mounted Floyd Rose. Let's move on to the hybrid. Alright, so right here I have a very special guitar. That's my Charvel 550 XL, and it's special not just because of its extravagant color, but also because it's a hybrid between a top mount Floyd Rose and a recessed Floyd Rose. Because, as I mentioned earlier, it's all about the posts sitting on top of the body, which is what we have here, but we also have the recess right on the back. So it's kind of the in-between zone. It's very unique, and if you want to dive back into history, Steve Vai, I think, was the first player to actually have a recessed tremolo with Ibanez guitar, and right after he brought that into the market, I think a lot of companies tried to copy it, and as we can see here, that's Charvel's revision. It's pretty cool. I like it. You still have a lot of pullback on the bar, which is great, but we still also have the top mount feel, you know, with the extreme neck angle, which is very comfortable for the guys who like Les Paul type guitars and hardtail bridges. I think it's great, and it's a lot of fun. You don't see a lot of guitars like this in today's market, and I think it's a shame. I think the only company that really does it is Caparison Guitars, which are actually the original guys from the Chusongaki factory who produced these old Jackson and Charvel's guitar back in the day in Japan. And very cool, very unique. I like it. course, last but not least, the recessed tremolo, the one you see most frequently on today's market. So after Steve Vai already invented, or chiseled more precisely, his guitar, and Ibanez started manufacturing the Jam, I think a lot of other companies followed suit and also perfected a couple of years later the classic recessed floating tremolo that we know today. Over here it's my 1990 Jackson Soloist Pro. A very cool guitar, very comfortable. First thing you'll notice when you pick up a classic recessed tremolo guitar is seeing that the neck is completely aligned to the body and flush to it, as well as the tremolo, you know, so it's like a one long line. It's very comfortable. Of course, on a recessed tremolo you have the most pullback on the bar. It's very extreme. Don't run to the shelter, it's just me pulling on the bar. That's almost a 3 or that's a G note. That's a C sharp note. A 3-step bend with a bar. That's pretty intense, and you're not going to get anything like that from any other designs, not the hybrid and not the top mount Floyd Roses. And so that's pretty cool. On the counter to that, if you break a string, your tuning is going to suck and you'll have to change a guitar in the middle of the show, because changing a string on a Floyd Rose in the middle of the show is a no-no. But it's very comfortable to play. Having the floating trem sit, you know, parallel to the body and without an angle, to me personally it's very comfortable. I grew up playing these types of guitars, and I think just in general it feels more modern as opposed to the top mount Floyd Rose, which feels, you know, more old school. And it does, because, you know, again, it's more dated, which could be super cool, but for some people it just won't work and won't feel the same, right? So in conclusion, I think there is no, you know, one that's better than the other. It's all about self-preference and trying for yourself, picking up different guitars. Don't just, you know, read what people say online. Don't just look at this video and say, oh, Ofer likes the recessed Floyd Rose is the best, so that's what I'm going for. No, go and play. And also me, myself, I also like to experiment and pick up different guitars, and even though that's my main guitar, I still pick up other guitars every day. Some of them are top mounted as well. And yeah, that's what it's all about, trying different things, experimenting, and getting a different result, right? Because if we do the same thing every time, we're not going to get a different result. Alright guys, so that's it for today. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more Floyd Rose, Charvel, Jackson related videos coming up. And please let me know in the comments below what type of a floating tremolo do you prefer? Top mounted, recessed, the hybrid, something I missed, a color maybe? I'm not a fan of those, but let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll see you all very soon. Stay safe, rock hard, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.